Hey everybody, Whitetail Guy. We're going to do a little frost seeding instructional video for you. I'm going to do this food plot behind me. It's almost an acre. Many people have asked me, how do you figure out an acre? Well, 42,000 square feet roughly is an acre. So just go measure the width and the length, times it, and that's what it comes up with. So just remember 42,000 square feet is an acre. Anything more than that to be an acre, anything less, and then you have to do your fractions. And wish you'd paid attention in school. So if it gets a little noisy here, the neighbors over there cutting wood. So anyway, this is what we got. Let me talk about what frost seeding is not. It's not waiting on a frost. The name's very, very deceiving. What you're trying to do, and if you're down south, you need to do this next month. Here in the Midwest, you can do it in February if you want to. I like March, my favorite month. And some places like northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, the UP, upper Michigan, the Northeast, you can actually wait until April. What it means is you want to plant your seed, broadcast your clover and chicory when temperatures are above freezing during the day and go below freezing at night. So there's a constant freezing and thawing, unthawing, freezing, and it's drawing that seed down into the ground and keeping it moist. And it just literally, how when we all know that when the ground that's frozen, it gets unthawed, it's very wet, mushy. That seed goes in there and it freezes back up, and that constant freezing, unthawing draws the seed in there, makes good seed soil contact. If you look at this plot, you'll see that the debris has been removed. It's very important that you make sure all your debris is removed, especially if you're doing a kill plot in the woods. Get your blower, get your rake, whatever it takes, and make sure leaves, sticks, everything is removed. So this is a clover plot, and they've mowed it down, and whatever they didn't mow down is gone dormant. It looks brown, but you can see little greenery at the bottom. So I'm going to, let me reverse this here real quick. So I've got my spreader. I like using the smaller spreader for the clover and the chicory. I really do. You can use a bigger one, but you don't want to put too much seed out. And this is 7 pounds of seed, like I said, and that plot there is about an acre. That's what it is. Why I'm planting that, we're going to talk about food plot strategies. There's a bottom here. These deer like to bed up in here, and it feeds into the bigger woods. So in the afternoon, my stand's right there. Afternoon, they like to come out of the big woods. There's a creek there. They like to come out of that creek and feed up in here, right? An hour or so, and then they go out to the ag fields. All these ag fields. But in the rut, these bucks will run these does up in this head. It's really super thick. It's a good water source, nice creek, always running. So also in the morning, if you can come in, easy access, they're coming off these ag fields. So they go in there and hit that water. They'll come out here, and even if they don't come out to the field, there's always scrapes here. And the wind coming from the southwest, they'll get in there and sin check it. And many times we're able to see or kill a buck as he's going in that bottom, and he's going right in back there to the big woods, to the big bedding area. Let me flip this back over again. So remember, frost seeding, and you have to watch your weather. The best optimal time to frost seed, like I said, your temperatures get up about 40 during the day, 28, 25, 20 degrees at night. That constant up and down, up and down, up and down will get that seed drawn into the soil. And the way I want to do it, you want to make sure you don't put out too much, and you want to make sure you put out enough. So I put the setting real low, so I'll go completely this way, and then I'll go this way. And like I said, I put my setting really low to make sure I'm getting enough seed out, but not too much. And then I'll just overlap it until what I have designated 7 pounds of clover seed here, 2 pounds of chicory, is finally put out in an equal and uniform way. Now, what I'll do later this afternoon, I'm going to get 1,200 pounds of lime with my ATV here, and I'm going to get my ATV spreader. I'm going to spread out 1,200 pounds. It's best you do a soil test. If you haven't or can't or whatever, do that if you can. But I'm telling you, I've done this a long time. Typically, every year you're going to have to put out about 12 to 15, maybe 1,800 if the more south you go, maybe even a ton per acre, to try to get that pH at least a 5.8 to 6.4. That is really good optimal clover pH. So you want to shoot for that. I can be a little higher, a little lower, 5.5. And then you have to go with red. And I encourage you, if you're down south, to draw a straight line from South Carolina all the way to Oklahoma, go down. I recommend planting red clover instead of white. The white clover does not do good down south when in the midsummer. And we'll talk about mowing this, when you need to mow this as we get into the season. And normally I only mow twice a year. But we'll talk about that. That's for the subscribers. You need to subscribe, because they're getting videos on top of videos on top of videos that I'm not giving to the main page, because that's what they pay. I have a priority here. At my land consultation, people for number 1, subscribers number 2, my followers number 3. So I got to get the frost seeding. If you have questions, especially if you're a subscriber, I'm going to answer you. If you have questions, inbox me. I'll try to get to it. This time of year, I'm very inundated about food plots, questions about food plots, and I try to answer everybody. Nobody can say Will ignores me. I answer anywhere from 20 to 30 a day. So anyway, let me get to this. As you can see, debris removed. Now, if you have tall grass or whatever, mow it down. Mow it as low as possible, and then get in there and clean it off with a rake, or if it's smaller, you get a backpack blower. But you want to make sure, if you look down in there, the seed can get really down close to that ground, and that freezing and then thawing is going to draw it down. All right? Thank you so much, guys. More videos coming today. I'm Will the Whitetail Guy. God bless.